everything happens online. Like حتى أنا قالوا لي هيك I didn't even understand لأي درجة. من وقت ما جيت لهون ما رحت حتى على البنك بعد. I opened everything on my bank account. عملته من application. Anywhere you go, you have your Emirates ID. You just plug it in. مش عايزين حتى your documents. Everything is extremely digital. حتى تعمل حادث على الطريق بتصورها على application تبعتها. إذا أنت ولا عملت حادث معه you agree إنه حق عاملين أو شيء. Police don't even follow up. They just يبعتوا لك البيل. هيها.
يعني حتى البنك اكونت كل شيء فينا نفتحه اونلاين ما في لزوم نروح.
Yes, exactly. بس هقول لك لا. I think to have a company here, I think one of you have to have resident ID. I don't know the process of that. Okay.
Okay.
Sheila, okay, noted. I got it. So فهماني الفكرة. It's a very beautiful thing. Everything is extremely digitalized. يعني PayPal took me 2 minutes to set up. My bank account, opening the account took a minute, literally a minute. That's scanning the Emirates ID. ووصل لي debit card by mail 3 days later. ما بعرف حتى شكله البنك اللي عم بتعامل معه. عرفتوا كيف؟ That's something very beautiful about this place. كثير حبيته. Okay, I think we should get started. So, first things first, what do you guys remember من امبارح على حساب what is growth and the importance of growth? We're gonna go over it in detail هلا بس إنه in general, what do you guys remember about growth as a subject or as a segment of a business?
Can I try?
Yep.
So I remember إنه شفنا كان في دو أكولاد إنه الماركتيرز إن بس شغلتهم يقولوا لك إنه عملنا free trial وإجا X number subscribe و other sales people هن شغلتهم يشوفوا قد إيه منهم كان عن جد في customers دفعوا. أما ال growth it's the entire thing. يعني نحنا we're monitoring the whole process.
صح. Anyone else? Anyone would like to add to that? Kozat, would you like to give more details on how to become a more solid company? Hello, Kozat. لا حياة لمن تنادي. Okay. So basically, what growth is, Sarah, you're very right. Marketing deals with the top of the funnel, sales deals with the bottom of the funnel, growth deals with the entire funnel. The other aspect of this that you should always mention when you're discussing growth, whether it's to set up in your business or with someone else, is that growth is not a singular effort. It's an effort designed to find the gaps, whether in your business or in the market, take advantage of them, and push forward. It's very data heavy. If you're doing something, you need to know why you're doing it, what's the data backing it up, and what's the reasoning behind it, and what's the prediction behind it. هلا حتشوفوا, I don't know إذا حنلحق نقطع through the entire presentation because there's like 60 slides. But the most important part about نقطع بين اليوم next week يعني. The most important part about growth is that it's a scientific process. It's not just a creative process, even though creativity has a big part of it. It's an extremely scientific process. With me so far?
Yes.
Okay. مين ذكر who is Paul Graham?
ما بعرف إذا هو كان في quote عنه بالسلايدز امبارح.
He's the founder of Y Combinator. Yalla, let's start sharing the screen and start getting into this actual thing. Let's close this. It's not really useful right now. Okay. So one thing you will notice me hating is if you say what we do is growth hacking. We do not hack. In fact, the name of growth hacking, the name growth hacking, is just a hack بحد ذاته. What I mean by that is people marketeers like me, growth marketeers like me, wanted to make growth as an industry a sexy industry, right? They want to make it popular and famous because it's the best way to actually build a business. So we devised the term growth hacking, because when you add hacking to something, people think they're special and people think they're doing something amazing, right? That's why it's called growth hacking. But what it is, it's growth marketing, and it's a growth process. Okay? On to this quote. The only essential thing is growth. If you get growth, everything else tends to fall into place, which means you can use growth like a compass to make almost every decision you face. What this means is that, like we said yesterday, is that if your main focus is on growing your company, you will end up making better decisions to benefit the future of your company. Now, one thing I would like to highlight at this point is that never ever think short term when you're thinking about growth, because it's very easy to grow very fast in a very short period of time. But that's also a recipe to destroy your own business. What I mean by that is, أنا كتير هين علي كب $3000 بالنهار أو $4000 بالنهار بس لجيب عالم to grow my business, and my business will definitely be growing for the next period. بس إذا أنا ما عندي a sustainable way to profit from them or make sure that this acquisition is a profitable acquisition, يعني عم بعمل منه مصاري أكتر ما عم بحط مصاري, I'm definitely dooming myself to fail. Now, there's only one company on the planet where this rule does not apply, and it's actually beginning to apply. وأخيراً, it's Uber. When Uber was founded and when Uber grew, they literally bought the market. Whether through discounts, through subsidies, through direct payments, they literally bought the market, which is why they grew so fast. Because they grew so fast without a sustainable profitability path, you'll see them, they're having to fire people, they're losing a lot of money, they lose around $3 billion a year. Insane. This is not the model I want you guys to follow. Now, why are we going into growth right now, specifically for tech companies? Because in the past, you could have building the product was the most difficult thing. You need to get experts to build it, you need to get feasibility studies. In the كل عايشين كان on building the product, but distribution was easy because there wasn't that much competition in the market. Back in 1970s, 1980s. So any product, once built properly, has a market or can be easily distributed. Whether it succeeds or fails is a different situation. هلا بالقلب. Sarah Atrash raised hand. Yes, Sarah. Just ask, it's fine. Sarah.
نادر هاي كيفك؟
Hi.
نادر فيك تبعت لنا البرزنتيشنز ولا لا ما فيك تبعت لنا اياهم؟
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind.
اوكي لانه we will benefit from them. يعني امبارح نحن على نص السيشن قطع عندنا الانترنت ما قدرت نشوفهم وهول كثير حيفيدونا باور اذا بدك بالستارت اب تبعنا.
Yes, don't worry. I will make sure to send them. I thought I might have missed to send the last one. I apologize. Not that bad.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so again, why are we focusing on growth, not on the product side of things? Product is easy to build. مثل ما كنا عم نحكي امبارح, remember قلنا انه if you want to test something, create a WordPress landing page, just get it out there, see what happens. Shopify. There are 1,000 different tools you can use just to build the initial product and get it out there before actually spending a lot of resources on building the product. And by building, I mean hiring developers, building it from scratch, designing every single nook and cranny of it. To actually build your product, all you need, something like WordPress, quick, fast, bada boom, bada bing, you have a product. Very simple, very straightforward. The problem is distributing the product to the market. At ما competition in the market, getting share of mind or getting people to trust you is becoming more difficult. Because no matter what your product is, no matter how unique you think you are, there is always a product in the market. There is always a product in the market that will be either an alternative to you, better than you, worse than you, but there is a different product. So getting this product out will become difficult. Whether you're competing for keywords on Google, whether you're competing for store space in a market, whatever it is, these kind of things keep getting more and more difficult. That's why you need to think about scientifically reaching your target, reaching your people. You do that by understanding your current funnel. Sorry. we talked about this yesterday. A growth person deals with the entire funnel. A marketeer deals with the top of the funnel. Now, let me just highlight a few things for you guys so you understand understand exactly what I'm talking about. This section right here, first 2 points, they're called top of the funnel work. What that means is basically getting people to interact with you who have never interacted with your business before, right? For a supermarket, that would be random people walking by the street, just walking in. For a SAS business, which I'm assuming most of you would be new visitors to the website, or people in your social media channels, people who saw you on Google and your blogs, read something. Those would be top of the funnel efforts. Middle of the funnel efforts, which are activation, retention. Basically, it's how you get people to make the first interaction with you and begin to trust you. In a supermarket, that would be the person saying hi, finding you something to buy. On Amazon, that would be them recommending products to try to push you towards something. In SES would be your nurturing campaigns, your newsletter, your retargeting campaign. By the way, if any of the terms I mentioned you did not understand, please raise your hand or just go online so I can just go on the voice so I can actually explain it deep. Okay, so I'm talking about retargeting, I'm talking about newsletters, I'm talking about any kind of activity that just makes the client interact with you. Whether it might even just be visiting the office multiple times, reading multiple different blogs. That might be a nurturing effort. And bottom of the funnel work is normally what traditional businesses would call sales, which is the actual point where you actually make the money, right? Now, bottom of the funnel work is separated into two things. So let me just do this. Fresh, okay. So if this is the funnel, bottom of the funnel work is the sales. But there's another step which is right here, which is even more important. This step is the referral step, where you get your customers to refer more people to you. You can tell I've never done this before. Just a test, failed. You can get more people to introduce more people to your business. It's the post-sales support, يعني customer support, customer success. There's a difference between them, by the way. We'll discuss that quickly. And your upsells or your cross-sells. So, for example, you have a person came to your business. Let's take Draw It, because I know the business fairly well. Came on the landing page. He was attracted by a freebie of a free sticker to print. Fine, he gets it, he prints it. Now Rafiq, that's the top of the funnel work. So Rafiq had an ad. This person saw the ad, came to his website, downloaded the PDF or whatever file it is to his website. To download it, he gave up an email, right? Now Rafiq's job is to nurture this person. He sends him emails telling him about new products, telling him about launches, telling him about why is this relevant to this market, blah, 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 whatever. Even can be jokes, anything that can just keep the interaction going, until the person comes back and actually makes a purchase. Now, this is bottom of the funnel work that has been done. Second stuff for Rafiq is to help that customer either enjoy the product more or refer more people if he did enjoy the product. Everyone with me so far? Let's open chat, keep it somewhere here so we can make sure that everyone's on the board. Mac. I like that. So, for the 1000th time, growth is not tax. أنا ما حاجي ولا بلحظة لكم إنه do A, B, and C, and you're definitely gonna make $1 million. If I knew that A, B, and C that definitely makes $1 million, I would have $1 million right now. Okay? There is no hack. There is just a process that you build on top in order to grow. And the process is the experimentation process. خليكم معي. هلا, most of you here are idea stage startups, right? You either are in your MVP phase, just launched or have not launched yet, or just still don't even know if you have a market yet or not. So growing your bottom line, as in your sales, is not really your goal yet. Now your goal is to find your product market fit, because you actually push your growth after you find product market fit. So there are 3 steps of a business, main steps of a business: ideation and finding the product market fit, which is the very main step, which is the step most of you are in right now. I think all of you actually. Transition to growth is when you know that there's a market for your business and you know that there are Afaf, you're not in the Afaf, aren't you the NGO? Just remind me. I am already in the market. Yes, I understand. So I think this is something that we need to explain. This you might have your product market fit, but what I'm saying is not the idea of having product market fit is not just being in the market. It's finding the ideal market for your product, right? And أنا هلا I could be selling courses, right? I know there's a market for courses, and I could start getting money من بكرة. I just don't know what is exactly my market yet. Is it people like you? Would you be willing to pay for my courses, مثلا? Is it people like Berytech? Is it people like business executives? I don't know. I don't have product market fit. I may have the product and I know the market, but I still haven't found my fit yet. And you know you have product market fit is when you start growing without you needing to push growth heavily. It's because when people love your product so much that they start promoting it themselves. That's product market fit. So let's dig deeper into this particular concept. So to find out if you can scale, Afaf, raise the hand. Afaf, just go on voice. Tell me what you're thinking. You're still muted.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
أنا بس بدي يعني عربي حأحكي أوكي.
أهلا.
بالنسبة أنا البرودكت اللي عم تحكيه كأنا صرت بالسوق وعارفة صرت الماركت وصاروا كمان كاستمرز هن عم يجيبوا كاستمرز. سو أنا مني بس ايديا ستيج وهذا اللي عم بتحكي يعني أنا بس حتى أفهم إنه أنا حاسة إنه أنا بالريفرنس يعني بالريفينيو. I'm not an idea.
Okay. This is something
يعني أنا صرت وصلت مثل اللي عم تحكي عنه. يعني بلشت إنه الزباين صاروا يخبروا عني ويدلوا على البرودكت اللي عندي لأنه في value للبرودكت.
تمام.
Okay.
But one thing you need to be aware of. This is an entire process that's constantly running. هي ما خاصة product market fit. This is just how people find you. يعني أنت you always have this running. أنت بتقولي لي أنت either here in the second stage, which is you're just experimenting how to scale very fast, or you're either scaling. So I think based on what you told me, you're experimenting how to scale. صح؟
ما فهمت عليك. سوري احكيني عربي لأنه عم تحكي بسرعة مش عم لحق لك.
اوكي. خليني ارجع اعيد لك. لما كنا عم نحكي عن سب الفانل هون، هاي الفانل منه stages of the business، منه مراحل بالبزنس تبعك. هاي الفانل هو كيف هي المراحل اللي بيمرق فيها الزبون ليتعامل معك، ان كنتي بزنس مثل ابل ولا ان كنتي دكاني. صح؟ اي زبون جديد بده يعرف فيكي، بده يجي لعندك، بدك تعاملي معه، بدك تبيعي شيء، بدك تخلي إدارة تبيعي شيء، بدك تعملي معه تعملي له سبورت بالاخر وهو بده يعمل ريفير. لو وين ما كنت مرحله فيها. سو هيدي ما خاصه بالستيجز تبع your business. This is just the process of the customer. بسموها customer journey.
أنا كنت عم تقول بس عشان هيك لأنك كنت عم تقول قبل إنه كلكم بعدكم ايديا وهيك وما كنتوا بالماركت فهذا بده يصير البروسس، فأنا اوريدي عم بيصير عندي البروسس بس عشان هيك عم
لا أنا ما بحكي أحسب ايديا، هي عم بحكي عن هايبر جروث. لو when we're pushing towards hyper growth. hyper growth يعني لما أنت صرتي بمرحلة فهماني كل شيء حسب your market. إجا وقت أنا واثق إنه أنا إذا بكب $100 رح أرجع أعمل $1000 بهالقد. فهمت علي؟ هيديك هي ال different part. That's when you were going into proper scaling and growth.
مزبوط. سوري على المقاطعة.
لا بالعكس. Guys, anyone has a question? Just do
يعني
what
أنا بمطرح مزبوط. صرت أنا بقدر إنه إذا حطيت كبيت هال100 هون للماركتينج بعرف إنه هون بديش أرجع طلعهم. عرفت شو قصدي؟
تمام. هلا بنحكي in details. شوف إذا أنت هون بالscalable experimenting ولا بالspending aggressively part.
بس طبعا على بدون السكيلز اللي عندي وبعدنا كله حساباتنا نحن يعني عرفت شو قصدي؟
فاهمين ما هي عم نحكي. هي اللي بنفهمه.
يعني كمان برنر.
هذا اللي بنفهمه.
يلا اوكي تمام.
Okay, so most So every company starts looking عم بتفتش على a product market fit. على فكرة guys بتفضلوا احكي بالعربي عن English? Just write in the chat as yes or no. TikTok, TikTok. Any is fine. You're doing well. No, it's okay. No, please continue in English. Yes. Sure. Okay. So I'm gonna go between. مثل ما كنا عم نعمل. So any company بس تمرق بتبلش be looking for product market fit. شو يعني؟ يعني عندها an idea for a product or a product. نزلته على الماركت ما بتعرف, they don't know if the market will react positively to it أو وهذا هو الأهم is that enough people will react positively to it to make it a business. What does that mean? That means no. So I might have the best book ever. It's a book about how to find how to build chairs. Okay, I know few people in the market that love to learn how to build a chair, but the main question is the market. Voice cut. Maybe is this better? I think I removed the. Okay, sorry. I think I removed the headphones. Perfect. So let me repeat. I might have an amazing product, which is a book about building chairs. This book about building chairs, I know that there are a bunch of people that would love to build chairs. But would it be enough to build a business around it, around just selling this one book? That is the search for product market fit, right? So it's not just about finding customers or finding the ideal customers. It's finding the ideal customers in the ideal market size. Okay? Now, how you can see things like retention flattening out, customers equals promoters, customers paying, market is big enough. We just discussed market is big enough and customers paying. Share retention rate flattens out. When you measure قد ايه في عالم using your product, how many people are using your product, versus how many people continue using your product. If at some point you stop losing customers, then you have found product market fit. What I mean by that is, let's say I have an SAS product. I have a software as a service product. My tool helps you find email addresses online, right? If I am able to acquire 10 people who pay me for the product, and after a month, 8 of these 10 people continue paying me, then I found product market fit with these 10 people. Now my next question to ask is my market big enough? Which we'll deal with later, right? And another question to ask, would these 8 people actively promote me without me actually asking them to? مثلا بحالة عفاف عم تقول هي people are referring. Yes, so she actually got this part settled. She's done with it. She knows that they're doing that. And I'm assuming she knows that people are coming back to buy her product. But now her main question is the market big enough for her product? Right? Afaf, can you remind us of what is exactly your product?
Okay, it's a Play-Doh, homemade Play-Doh, natural, scented, long-lasting, and non-toxic for kids. يعني أنا بعده sustainable.
Okay, perfect. So now we need to know is that enough people who would buy this Play-Doh. هلا عفاف can answer this question by tapping into different markets, right? Now we know there's a massive market for Play-Doh. Huge, right? Every toy store has like 7 different brands. All brands are selling. Yes. So we know that she has a market. So Afaf just passed this part. So we can know for sure that Afaf is in the second stage at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what Afaf needs to know is her CAC, her LTV, her CAC recovery, and what is her process. Afaf, do you know any of these terms yet? So we can just
no.
Hello.
يمكن
gonna
اذا شرحتهم اكون عرفتهم، انا طب تشرحهم ما بعرف.
يعني قد ايه بتكلفك to acquire a customer، وقد ايه الكاستمر بيعطيكي across the lifetime تبعه. ال LTV هي lifetime value for a customer. Wait, I want to test something. Rafi, what is an LTV?
يعني
value يعني from the
Yeah,
beginning.
شو يعني lifetime value?
From the moment the client comes and keeps on buying up until he completely يعني goes away وبطل يشتري من عندك.
Okay, so did you calculate your LTVs yet?
I was بس بعدين اجت الكورونا and everything just came to a halt.
لحد قبل كورونا قد ايه كان your LTV؟
My LTV per month عم تحكي ولا شو؟
Your LTV is over the entire lifetime ما بيكون per month.
هلا I started very recently يعني ف I had for example شي 5 recurring customers إذا بيقدروا يقولوا لي شو عندك شيء جديد عندك شيء جديد عندك شيء جديد فيك تقول from 2019 بلشت مزبوط up until the end of it تقريبا قبل الكورونا بشوي so let's just say for
1 year تقريبا. قد ايه طلع LTV على 1 year؟
LTV على 1 year طلع يعني إذا بدي أحسبهم كلهم سوا شيء 4 مليون ليرة تقريبا which is nothing يعني.
Actually إذا that's per customer that's perfect.
مش per customer عم نحكي نحن عم نحكي ك overall.
اوكي رافي انت مش فاهمين شو ال LTV.
بلا بس انه السيلز انه مش حسبهم مزبوط بعدني.
حنختلف انا وياك. انا قلت لك خلص تحفظ الارقام by heart. Same goes for everyone. Your CAC and your LTV are numbers you should know by heart. هلا we'll talk about how to calculate them, but they should be something you know on the spot directly. Because that you're right, CAC is customer acquisition cost. عفاف basically اللي عم نحكي نحن انه CAC هي قد ايه كلفتك لتجيب زبون جديد. This includes time spent to get the customer. قد ايه عم تاخدي مصاري من هالكاستمر. منى yes go ahead. I can tell you raise your hand. Go ahead.
هاي كنت بدي أسأل عن شغلة بالضبط إنه أيام كتير بكون حاطين تارجت براسنا إنه هول الكاستمرز تبعنا بكون الستارت اب اورينتد لهول العالم بس بتصير في إذا بدك ماركت جديدة أو في ناس بتجيب هيدا البرودكت تبعك ما بتكون أنت متوقع إنه تروح هيدا الناحية فهل هذا الشيء انه بوزيتيف انه تكفي معهم؟
فيك تعطيني some specifics بس لفي افهم عليكي شو قصدك؟
يس انا لنقول عامله سوكس oriented to women athletes اوكي لنقول انا متوقعه مين يشتريون البنات اللي بيعملوا سبار
صح
اوكي مثلا صار في عندي شباب under 16 عم ياخذوا الكلسات وعم يسالوا عنهم يعني وهذا الشيء بيخليني افكر لبعدين حتى يمكن الرسمه او الديزاين اللي بدي اعمله يكون يمكن فريندلي اكثر فهل يا ترى بعتبر انه هو بس كانوا بونس بهيدي الفتره او لا I should consider انه يمكن
This is where your experimentation has to happen. هون بدك تعمل انت experiments انه basically هلا انت عم تقولي لي انا I basically found a different market ما كنت عارفه فيها. So do I push it or not? أنا بقول لك test it. اعمل لي some products just for that market, see if they accept it or not. If they accept it, maybe you found another market. You know what I mean?
بس أنا إنه أنا كل project based إنه to empower women. صار عندي market boys empowering women. عرفت شو قصدي؟ يعني هيدا
What's the best way to empower women? It's to remove the people.
to include everyone.
Exactly. So in my mind, the best way to empower women is to show the guys that women are equal. And if you get guy supporters, you're empowering women more. So it's still within your.
خلي ديزاين وومن اورينتد وبكفي فيه لانه هي بالاساس كانت انه موناليزا وعندها ماسلز او شيء هيك فحتى الصبيان لبسوها يعني.
انت تست. You find a test. You find test. You decide. لانه basically you just need to find out how the market's reacting. If you're able to get the market to react on the same design, just selling to different people, that's good. If you need different designs to different people, that's also good. As long as you're physically able to deliver the product.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So in the sorry I keep playing with the wire sorry إذا أنا بعرف إنه my customer acquisition cost my software cost is $5 a month any client who buys my software stays for 12 months it means I make from every customer $60 معي that means that $60 is my LTV per client هلا أنا مهمتي acquire a customer for less than $60 يعني حتى لو my product cost تبعه $50 بس إذا أنا بقدر جيب customers ادفع $20 ad لجيب customer يعني أنا ربحان over the year مش ربحان instantly بس ربحان over the year I'm actually very profitable.
Can you repeat مرة ثانية بس please?
عم نحكي okay عم نحكي أحسب second stage experimental spending. How do you spend on this on experimentation? Mona, this is for you. Afaf, this is for you as well. If I know my product costs $5 a month and I know for a fact that people will stay at least 12 months معي, that means I will make $60 من her customer because 5 times 12 is 60. So that is my LTV per remember Rafid نحن نحكي per customer. We never talk about multiple people. We talk about singular people. The whole goal is dividing it by number of people we have. So أنا هدفي is to acquire a customer. Acquire means خليه يشتري مني by spending less than $60. Ideally, it should be less than $6 over 3, which is $30. إذا أنا قادر أدفع $20 وجيب حدا يشتري حتى لو أول شهر عم بيدفع بس $5 I know for a fact أنا حاعمل $60. فأنا معقول خسرت on the first sale بس أنا definitely ربحت over the lifetime. This is what we need to aim for. For example, Mona, your socks might cost $10 and you know the average person buys, I don't know, 6 pairs a year. That's $60. Okay? إذا أنت قادر تجيبي كل زبون بأقل من $20, you're doing amazing. Then it's time to start spending money, spend aggressively. Then you move from the second stage to the third stage. نفس الشيء عفاف. إذا أنت تعرف إن أنت بكلفك تجيبي زبون $7 $10 مثلا بتجيبي له زبون تدفعي $10 بتجيبي له زبون بس انت بتعملي من كل زبون $100 هونيك you push it. The ideal ratio is 1 to 3 100 كذا. That's the ideal ratio. هلا any ratio any time that CAC is less than LTV you're doing fine. But for you to be attractive to investors and to grow very fast you need to hit the ratio of 1 to 3. Okay? Second step. When you're at the idea stage, you should do things that don't scale. Okay? شو يعني things that don't scale؟ يعني مثلا you found a different market, create a product for that market right now just to test if it works. At scale, لما يكون you're very big, you're not going to be able to scale very fast. You're not going to be able to make these new products very fast. You have a new idea, test it very fast. Get clients بأصعب طريقة ممكنة. عيطوا على البلكون for all I care. These things you can't do when you grow very fast, but you can do when you're very small. Right? Let me give you, these are examples from some of the best customers, some of the best businesses in the world. Airbnb literally راحوا Brian Chesky and his co-founder to every door in their neighbor, to every house in their neighborhood, telling them to put their house on Airbnb. You can't do this when you're scaling, when you're scaling up, but you can do this when you're small enough because it gives you information. It allows you to interact with people. The more you interact with people, the better you get information. تفضل شريف. Sharif, you raised your hand, bro. I guess ما بده يحكي. Anyways. Sorry. It's fine. So when you're small, you have that ability. مثلا عفاف هلا she still hasn't started this massive production business وما عندها الفactories that she has to take care of ما عندها 40 موظف بتهتم فيهم. ف she can literally no it's fine man والله it's fine it happens. ما عندها الفاكتوريز. So she literally has the ability to go to schools one by one and sell them the Play-Doh. I'll go to toy stores one by one and list her Play-Doh there. She can even sell it to her neighbors, to teachers, to her friends, anyone. Things that she can't do when she's growing very fast. Another way, Wufoo مثلا. Wufoo is a form software. This is Wufoo. I don't know if any of you use it, but it's the easiest way to build forms online, to collect information, to collect surveys, whatever. And my internet's done. Okay. Okay, it's very simple. Wufoo is now, I think, a $500 million business. When they first started, every time someone signed up, they would literally send them a thank you note, ممضية by the CEO, who literally wrote it in his own handwriting. Facebook, لما بلشوا, they didn't open up Facebook for everyone. They just opened up for Harvard students because they want to test, they want to understand their market, and if they grew too fast, they might end up screwing it up. Pebble, which is a smartwatch company, did something else. They literally did not have the manpower to assemble the watches. اللي بيعملون. فيبعتون as kits to people and let the people assemble them. That's fine. Even the team sometimes will assemble the watches and sell it to high-value customers. Hala Pebble has been sold to Fitbit. It's for $1 billion. So these things do work for a lot of people, especially if they're still small. And that's what you guys need to think about. What are the small things I can do that can push my business forward without spending a lot of money? Hala, let's talk about unit economics. Unit economics are literally the numbers of your business. These are very high level stuff that apply to every business, but every business has some specific unique things about it. Okay? CAC. This way, it's better. Because I keep playing with the line, this is better. Can you hear me now? خلاص, I removed the wire completely. So, talking about customer acquisition. The easiest way to get customer acquisition is on paid advertising. So let's say Anna, in 1 month, I spent $500 in paid advertising. Okay, and in this month, I got 50 new customers. That means my customer acquisition cost is 500 over 50, which is $10 per customer. That is my CAC. Okay, now cost to serve a customer includes the cost of the product made plus cost of delivery, if you have a cost of delivery. So for example, let's say, back to Afaf, she spends $500 to sell to 50 people. So it costs her $10 to get each person. But it also costs her $2 to create the Play-Doh and another $2 to deliver it. So her total cost per customer is around $14. 10 of those are CAC and 4 of those are CSC. Is she making money on this? We don't know. It depends on her product. It depends on her LTV. What is LTV? It can be calculated by, it's the amount of money you make per customer over his lifetime. Shiani, his lifetime. His lifetime is how long that customer has worked with you. Is it for a year? Then that's your time period. Is it for 2 months? That's your time period. That is your LTV. Your goal is to get your CSC, your CAC less than LTV. Ideally, CAC plus CSC should be less than LTV. Not ideally, it should be. Otherwise, you're not making money, you're losing money. You need to find a way to fix things. Another way to calculate it is by calculating customer churn. So if you do a 1 over customer churn, you'll get your retention rate, and then by extension, you get your LTV. Hala, we'll discuss what exactly these are later on in the presentation. But all you need to know is that customer churn is the number of people you lose per month. And if you start the month with 100 people, you lost 10 but you gained 50, your churn is 10 people, which is around 100 140 so your churn is around 10% بالحالة. هلا we'll get the actual metrics later on. With me so far? Just type yes in the chat if you don't have any questions. I need to see 10 yeses. Continue. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Because that I'm zabri. So, is your business model sustainable? This is how you know. LTV minus CAC is greater than CAC.
بس لشو الياس؟
انه اذا فهماني كل شيء عم بيصير لحد هلا. ولا سؤالك شيء ثاني but you said شو الياس؟ Hello, you have a different question?
سوري بس سؤال رح ناخذ كيف احنا نقدر نطلع ال LTV والسي اي سي بالضبط بالتفصيل لحتى انا اعمل اكسرسايز عن جد وشوف كيف يعني بالداتا اللي عندي، لانه انا ما عندي داتا بعدني على كل شيء، على مثلا عندي داتا نمبرز على برودكاست وكله عم بشتغل على دفتر وما عندي بعد سيستم.
ايه عرفت، بس انت مش عايز سيستم تعرفي الارقام. هات لي اياها بهالطريقه. قد ايه بتكلفك تعملي one play doh package يعني one product one sale؟
ما هو انا كيف بدي افهم عليك شو المقصود انا حتى ما اخذ الوقت الكل يعني. ما هو انا مثلا انا حاسبتها مثلا انه بير تايم، بس انا ما بعمل لباكج واحد، انا بكون عم بطبخ مثلا كميه كبيره هيدا تتوزع لكذا شخص لكذا زبون. هيدا
طيب.
مقصد انا حاسب الوقت قد ايه بتكلفني والله هيدي.
هي مش بس وقت، بقى نحن عارف قد ايه بتكلفك البرودكت، هي مش بس
خريطه وقت. اكيد الوقت والباكج.
يعني انت كل باتش كم يعني كم برودكت بيعطيكي؟ كم يونت؟
سوري
عفاف انت نحن عملناهم وقت عملنا البزنس بلان، وقت عملت الفاينانس انت عملت قديش كل زبون عم بكلفك؟
يعني هو المقصد البرودكت، بس لانه عم نحكي هون عم نحكي مش بس على البرودكت از ا برودكت، عم نحكي كان صرف كل شيء لتجيب زبون. عرفتي شو قصدي؟ مش عم نحكي كمنتج، المنتج بعرف قد ايه بكلفني، بس هو عم يحكي عن قديش انا عم بدفع.
لا انا عم بحكي حسب اثنين عفاف. سي اس سي هي قد ايه عم بكلفك البرودكت؟
ايه مزبوط، الاثنين عم نحكي.
سي اس سي قد ايه عم بكلفك البرودكت، قد ايه بكلفك المنتج، كل يونت قد ايه عم بتكلفك عندها. سي اي سي قد ايه عم بتكلفك كل بيعه.
اوكي
عرفتي كيف؟ يعني قلت لك انا لما ادفع $50 اجيب 5 زبونات، يعني كل زبون عم بكلفني $10. بس انا لاعمل البرودكت عم بكلفني مثلا $2، فالبيعه كلها عم تكلفني 12.
واضحه المعادله. كيف واحد لحاله بيطلعون، لانه والا ما بعرف كيف بدي اشتغل كيف بدي اربح. يعني لحاله بيحسبهم، بس مش مثل ما عم تحكيهم بهالطريقه. عرفت شو قصدي؟ هلا مفصلين اكثر، نرجع بناخذ كيف تعطينا كيف نحسبهم. اوكي
انت يمكن ما بتسميهم هيك بعرف، بس انه هيك علمي اذا بدك.
ايه صح. يلا
يعني لحظه، انا ما بيهمني you guys، ما بيهمني تعرفوا or I don't care if you know the scientific name of them. اوكي يعني the colloquial term اخر همي اذا بتعرفوه ولا لا. انا بيهمني تعرفوا الرقم، بس انه اذا انا عم بيع بهالقد عم بدفع هالقد، يعني انا عم بربح ولا عم بخسر، هي اهم شيء اعرف. كله الباقي تفاصيل صغيره ما لها كثير معنى. اذا اسمها سي اس سي او اسمها سي اي سي او اسمها ان بي ان او اسمها whatever it is، خلص الموضوع عبال مصاري او لا.
تمام اوكي
واضحين؟ اوكي خلينا نحكي باكسرسايز شوي قبل ما نفوت بالباقيين، لانه هلا بنفوت كثير ديتيلز بكل ستيب بالفانل. اوكي مين هون اوريدي بيعرف his cost of acquisition؟ يعني قد ايه بتكلفه ليجيب زبون؟ عفاف بتعرفي شيء انت هالرقم؟ منى حدا يعرف قد ايه بكلفه قد ايه الزبون؟
هاي هلا انا السوكس تبعي عملت اول شيء شوي كانوا ليميتي، يعني تقريبا كان عندي شي 120 سوكس، وكانت الماركت هي الناس اللي بعرفها اكثر من انه ناس جديده، بس كان في ناس جديده اللي هي عرفت ثرو السوشيال ميديا او من خلال حدا انا بعرفه. فبيسكلي انا ما I didn't promote انه تجيب ناس زياده او ادفع عليه تارجع اخذ انه يشتري من عند السوق.
اوكي so you grew organically هالفتره
100%. سو بتصور كانت هي اكثر الكوست تبع السوكس اتسلف وطبعا الديزاين اكيد. واول سامبل انا جبتها كانت من الصين، وبعدين رجعت نقلت على لبنان، عملت انا ما كنت بعرف بهذا المعمل.
هودي برودكشن كوست، هودي منهم سيل كوست.
اوكي قد ايه كلفني قد ايه ببيع صح؟
صح.
قد ايه كلفني الكالسيت يعني اوفر اول؟
100.
اوكي لكن انا كان عندي يعني اذا بدك تحكي بالمضبوط لانهم اورجانيك، سو كانت الكوست اكثر هي هي الكوست تبع البرودكت.
100. This is perfectly fine, especially at your level of the business. يعني إذا أنت you're able to make sales without spending money, you're doing great. يعني technically بعد your cost of acquisition بعده zero. هلا there's an effort and time spent on making the posts on whatever, but this is your own personal time and your own personal effort, which at the time مع إنه له value كتير عالي. بس with respect to the business in terms of inputs and outputs, you're doing very well and its cost is zero. صح ولا لا؟
صح. هو انا وقت عملت ايفنت كان ستريت بول، بس انه البنات اللي كانوا هناك actually paid بالايفنت يعملوا الاكتيفيتي اللي كانت اللي هي باسكت بول، وفي ناس اشترت من هناك، فكمان يعني الايفنت ساعد. بس
الايفنت قد ايه كلفتك الايفنت تعمليها؟
كلفتني خليني احسب لك اياهم، يعني حسبتهم براسي بس رجعت نسيتهم وقت بتحطهم on paper and pen بترجع. تقريبا شي 300,000.
300,000. كم سوق
بعتين؟ كان عندي سبونسرز بس فما يعني ما كان عندي كوست اذا بدك at some point، وقدرت ارجع اطلعهم.
فهمت عليكي، بس اعطيكي بس ان اكزامبل how to calculate. يعني هلا انت بعدك technically zero because sponsors covered this 300,000 ما اختلفنا، بس بدي اعطيك an idea of how to calculate. هل قصدي؟
اوكي لنقول اني بعد 10 سوكس الواحد 10,000.
بعتي 10 سوق كل واحد 10,000 صح؟ يعني انت كلفك كل سوق تسال 30,000.
اوكي.
That's how you make your calculation. هلا اذا انت you somehow manage to subsidize the cost عن طريق a sponsor or whatever, this is your business brilliance and you're doing amazingly well when you do that. بس انا بس بعطيك طريقه to calculate it just to learn how to calculate. Okay. عفاف, yes, cost of boosting would go into CAC, into your cost of acquisition.
سوري بس سؤال.
تفضل.
بالنمبر اللي حسبته الكوست كلفها 30,000 وهي بيعته ب 10,000، يعني is she making revenue او لا؟
لا، ما هون she's losing money بعدها. إذا بس بايع 10 سوكس ودافعة 300,000 على الإيفنت، يعني هي خسرانة مصاري.
يعني لازم تبيع أكثر كان.
صح، لازم تبيع أكثر 100% for her to be considered as profitable. يعني لا كيف؟ إذا هي دافعة 300,000 هدفها to recoup هاي 300,000، بس مش بس recoup 300,000 as a number، عندك كمان cost of production اللي هي كل كلسات which is say 1000 ليرة plus يعني عندك ال variable cost and 300,000 is the fixed cost. هي مسؤوليتها تبيع enough لتغطيهم اثنيناتهم. هلا هي قدرت تغطيهم بطريقه ثانيه which is fine، بس الفكره انه بالنهايه هي حطت هالقد مصاري ورجعت منه هالقد. الديفرنس بيناتهم is how much money she lost او how much money she gained depending on which one's greater. Make sense?
اوكي ثانك يو.
بس عندي سؤال، اذا انا مثلا بعت هيدي البنت ستوكس وهي بحد ذاتها رجعت قدرت تجيب لي بنت ثاني،
هون صرنا عم نحكي هون عم نحكي ب a different type of calculation. بعدك عم تحكي CAC صح؟ بس basically you cut your CAC by half. يعني 10,000 جبتيها انت ما جبت زبون واحد، جبت زبونين. دفعتيها ما جبت زبون واحد، جبت زبونين، فصار your cost per person 5,000 مش 10,000.
اوكي.
يعني صح 100%.
اوكي انا نفس الشيء
بس هون صح هون انفسنا بشيء a bit more advanced in digital marketing in general and growth marketing specifically. It's called attribution. لأنه it's not always easy to track this. If you can find a way to easily track this and put it into your math, you're doing great. But it's not always easy to do it, especially with how tech tools are built.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, and because that you don't always have to measure from profit, not revenue. Muhim, you make a profit. You measure on revenue, and this calculation will tell you if you made a profit or not. So it's not from the profit; it's from the revenue if you get a profit or not. The goal is to get a profit. Okay, who else wants to tell me his cost of acquisition? I'm gonna pick someone randomly because apparently you guys don't like to volunteer. بس في 2 أو 3 منكم don't like to volunteer.
I can give it a try.
يلا go. من بعدك I want رفيق, since you have a business already, I want you to tell me also your cost of acquisition. مش رفيق, I mean محمد موسى. يلا رفيق, go for it.
الفكرة because each product costs differently to what's it called to manufacture.
ما عم بسألك أحسب CSC, عم بسألك أحسب CAC.
Acquisition type. أنا usually and this is very basic what I do يعني أنا I boost let's say for example new items on Instagram, and what I get most than customers is inquiries. يعني
Okay.
People won't buy. عشان هيك you're asking me a question that is very hazy بالنسبة لي at this point. Most people ask for inquiries. Very few يسألوا for to buy. And
okay,
those,
that's fine.
And those who do buy are when I'm actually on the ground selling. يعني like last time I can be downtown and I had my booth. People bought. A lot of people bought because the product was in front of them. So that's why I'm having a bit of difficulty on figuring this part out.
You shouldn't. لأنه شو خلص الموضوع بالنهاية. Is to actually make a sale. If you're spending money and you're not making sales, you're only making you're getting inquiries, then something is wrong in how you're sending and then how you're pushing your business. Rafi, please can you pitch Drawit again, because apparently some people don't know what Drawit is.
Right. Okay. Drawit is an e-commerce platform that promotes culture in a more creative way through digital illustrations. These illustrations get printed on items and sold worldwide.
عفيك طلعت من فكرة supporting here, supporting headache, because it's not the main goal. I'm proud of you. Okay, so فهمت علي. So if you're not actually making sales from your ads, then your ads are all lost.
Yeah.
يعني بعد your cost per acquisition on the ads themselves is infinite.
Yeah.
Until you start making money from them, that's when you start. There is a way to do a cost per acquisition cost on calculation on the sale in the booth. Is أنت you're renting the booth مثلا. So عملت booth ب downtown, you're renting it for $100 a day. You sold 10. That's a cost per acquisition. فهمت علي؟ But on your ads, it's still infinite. So you still have a problem there. Don't try to reason with it إنه لا معقول هي عم بيجيب لي بيعة بعدين. بس لا, if it's not getting a direct sale, then it's not making a sale.
Yeah.
Okay, unless you can for a fact know that the person who made the inquiry later on bought منك.
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad Musa, can you tell us about your business and your cost of acquisition?
أنا بخصوص الادز هلا لما سمعت عم بتخبروا انه اذا ما انه نحن ما كثير كنا نطلع كنا من الادز اكثر، فلقينا انه بنعطي كوبونز او يعني زي كوست ريدكشن او سبورت زياده للكاستمرز. هيدا عم بجيب نتيجه اكثر. الكاستمر اكوزيشن كوست كان حوالي شي $30.
That's fine if your business, if you're generating more than that per sale. Second point, the coupons you're giving are also part of your customer acquisition, because you're actually cutting money out of the money you're earning. So, for example, if you're giving out coupons of $10 to people and it costs you $20 to acquire a sale, so your actual cost of acquiring that sale is $30, and it's $20 of the ad plus $10 of the coupon. Because the coupon is missed revenue.
ايه اكيد، ايه يعني نفس النتيجه، بس انه بيكون في interaction مع الكاستمر انه بيجرب بيلاقي بيشبته سبورت اكثر فهيدا الشيء افضل.
ايه the tactic doesn't matter. هون عم نحكي نحن pure math. The tactic of how you're spending the money does not matter as much as what you're spending. Okay?
ايه فهمت عليك.
Perfect.
يعني بيعملوا deduction من بزيدهم على اللايف تايم فاليو. اوكي.
مش على اللايف تايم فاليو، على الاكوزيشن كوست because this is a cost to you.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
يلا, let's move on to the other parts of the funnel. The ARRR funnel or the pilot funnel, which is this funnel, which you already saw one time. Okay? It's the 5 steps that the customer has to go through to interact with your business: acquisition, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. مثل ما قلنا, acquisition is when the customer meets you. Activation is when your first interaction was done with them. Retention is when you keep talking. There's debate on whether you put revenue before retention or retention before revenue. That still doesn't matter. It's there. Referral is how many people your customer brings in and how much revenue you generate per customer. Let's just talk about customer acquisition. There are two main types of customer acquisition split into 2 different phases. Remember, I'm نحكي نحن على phase doing things that don't scale versus things that do scale. Those are 2 phases. And then you have 2 types of customer acquisition, which is outbound and inbound. Okay? So, outbound marketing, outbound growth, or outbound customer acquisition, whatever you want to call it, is everything you do that starts from you towards someone. Yani, calling people, that's outbound. Putting a billboard, that's outbound. Placing an ad on a radio, that's outbound. Placing an ad on TV, that's outbound, right? Yani, the point of outbound is that you're reaching out to people, not them finding you organically. Okay? So, ads on Google, this is outbound. Social media ads, that's outbound. Remember, there is no argument of one versus the other in terms of which is better. The argument is which one's long-term, which one's short-term. So what I mean by that is, when you do outbound marketing, whether it scales or it doesn't scale, it's out of the because outbound marketing is always instantaneous. You always generate results as long as you're doing the action. The more ads I'm publishing, the more results I'm getting. That's what outbound is like. Inbound, on the other hand, tends to have a much longer term effect and tends to continue after you stop using it. Inbound, I'm creating blogs, going to events, engagements, public relations, going on forums, email marketing, content marketing. Actually, email marketing is outbound, sorry. Nurturing emails are inbound. There's a difference between them. And viral marketing, when you're pushing people to refer. These tend to have a long-term effect, which may not be instantaneous, but it continues to bring in results even after you stop using it. So if you create a blog, our month is not going to bring you anything, but it's not going to start bringing you afterwards, even after you stop working on it. Outbound will bring you results instantly, but it'll stop the moment you stop. And normally speaking, inbound tactics are generally free tactics, whereas outbound tactics are generally paid tactics. Cool? Cool. My personal preference is always a combination of both. You always need to push the outbound side of things in order to maintain business until the inbound takes off. So for example, if you go to SmartCrowd right now, you'll notice that there are ads running. You'll notice that we're using search, we're using retargeting, outbound. At the same time, we have a very active blog. We publish around a post per day. We talk about the real estate industry and everything. What we're noticing is that the results from the blog are always increasing, whereas outbound is always unpredictable. So EM become very well, EM become very low. It just needs constant monitoring. While our organic is just continuously piling up and rising. The way I like to think of this is this way.
Inbound works in terms of potential. Think of an ice cube. As long as the temperature is below zero, it won't melt. Even if you keep raising the temperature from -100 up to zero, this ice cube won't melt. But the moment that ice cube goes past zero, it starts melting, right? So what this means is that when you're using inbound marketing, it's that you're raising the temperature up until it reaches the potential where it can trigger a flood of business. In the meantime, needs to be supporting it somehow. That's what outbound is. I think you're all, I don't think you have the budgets for scaling your outbound efforts, but you do have the ability to do outbound efforts. So I would do things that don't scale, and I'll also do some small cheap ads. Clear? Anyone غير رفيق running ads? Because I know he just said he's running ads on Instagram. Anyone else boosting on Facebook, using Google for ads? Anyone using blogs for their business?
We're using Instagram ads.
Elsa and Ghadi, you guys, what do you do exactly, Tuli?
We sell gifts, items made by بطلت أعرف أحكي ميتال بالحديد يعني بنعمل دي كادو بالحديد وبنبيعهم.
What's your website?
silhouette.lb.
Can you send it here?
Yes,
in the chat.
تيلوات عملوا لنا التروفي تبعنا تبع المومبرونور. ميرسي على التروفي.
أنا حبيت إنه Cosette is like the advocate of everyone here. Are you sure of the link you sent me?
It's on Instagram. You need to check it on Instagram. It's an Instagram page.
Oh, you don't have.
We don't have a website yet.
Okay. Sorry, I looked for the website. So right now your entire business is set on Instagram, right?
Exactly, and we have a small shop بالساحل علمة, so اللي بده يجي فيه يجي, بس إنه mainly إنه we're targeting clients إنه من Instagram.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Welcome.
And you're publishing Instagram ads, and how are you making sales there?
غادي بدك تفسر؟ هو مسؤول أكثر.
هاي. فيك بس توضح شو سؤالك؟
So basically أنت هلا what's your acquisition strategy ل your business؟ كيف عم تجيبوا زبونات؟
mostly Insta ads, وكنت عم تسألنا شو عن الكوست اوف اكوزيشن وهيك. انا شوية تراكينج كتير الكوست اوف اكوزيشن والكوست اوف سيرفيس تو كاستمرز. mostly الكوست اوف اكوزيشن عنا عم بيكون شي $2. انه I'm calculating قد ايه عم بدفع ads على قد ايه عم جيب customers واعمل ratio. As simple as that.
That's a very good CAC.
ايه وصراحة انه I think it's very good يعني لأنه
No, I know it's very good. مش you think it's very good. I know it's very good. If it's costing you only $2 to actually make a sale, that's amazing.
انه ال LTV تبعنا is much higher than CAC plus CSC. هلا بس قلتها كنت عم بحسبهم ابقى مرتاحين شو.
Then it's the time to actually start scaling لا. And if every $2 is bringing us, let's say $10, it's time to put $50 per day or 100 whatever.
ما هي مشكلتنا انه بلبنان it's very limited ككل شيء اونلاين, كل شيء انه related ككريدت كاردز وهيك. مش هيك we're trying to go انه international تنبلش نفوت ماني تنقدر انه generate ads. انه
قصده الكارت يعني الليميتيشن.
انه الكريدت كاردز كلهم عندهم ليميتس بلبنان, انه يعني كانه اذا بدك محبوسين شويه يعني.
فهمت عليك. That's why we're looking at Estonia and stuff. Okay, cool.
يعني we know the potential is here, بس انه بدنا بس liquidity شوية تنقدر.
Okay, understood.
Grow.
Understood. Afaf, you raised your hand. Afaf. Well, that was unintentional. I think it was unintentional. Okay, second step. So second step in the funnel itself. Sales. Now sales, B2B or B2C? B2C is what I think most of you are in. Anyone here is B2B, or should we skip this? حدا هون عم بيع for businesses?
I am, but the thing is I have to scale up الأول يعني, but it's gonna be a hybrid actually.
Okay, so
نحن شوية. نحن بس إنه هلا كل الريتيل got stopped من وراء كورونا.
Yeah.
Okay, so
نادر نحن we only operate B2B.
and we
Sabah, you're the tracking the شو اسمه something to fork, the land to fork, or the tree to fork, or
we don't do I'm enjoying what you're saying because يعني it's more consumer oriented. بس نحن we are only B2B and we do a strategic approach, account based marketing strategy.
Yeah, but everything I said applies to B2B so far. B2B just has this extra thing about sales cycles. So acquiring customers in B2B, sorry?
Yeah, most of the things do. However, like we don't find our customers, let's say on Facebook or on Instagram, or they are not so public. يعني maybe Google ads would help a little bit to create some awareness. بس أكتر يعني مثلا LinkedIn هلا we're looking at a strategy where we do some data mining or sales navigator على LinkedIn.
Fine. Okay, so all of these walk into the funnel. That's what I want you to understand. So your acquisition phase, your awareness, everything has to happen somewhere. So it all applies to B2B. And by the way, don't discount Facebook for B2B sales. We've done very well on Facebook sales. We've done very well on Instagram, not so much for B2B, but we've done very well on Facebook. We've done very well on Google ads, search ads specifically. What you need to understand is monetizing intent and getting people when they're intending to look for you is the best way for a B2B business to grow. So search ads tend to be very well for high level people. Now, why are we talking about B2B independently on B2C stuff? By the way, everything else was B2B and B2B and B2C. Is because the sales cycle of B2B businesses is different. So in a B2C business, the moment you have a product, you show it to someone, you either buy it or not. Done. In a B2B business, there's something called a sales cycle, right? Because the size of the contract is normally much bigger. I'm talking in the thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of dollars sometimes. It'll take a longer time to actually make the sale. You need to know how long that period is. You need to know how long it's called a sales cycle. And in B2B businesses, because people are spending so much money, they tend to not rush to buy something. Yeah, in a B2C business, you might just do a rush sale. And Mona might make limited edition socks available only in the month of April. This creates urgency, people rush to buy them. But in B2B, لأنه عم نحكي ب very large deal sizes, the customer tends to control the pace. Right? So we need to overcome that because he feels no urgency. بالنهاية ما حيستعجل يصرف $1,000,000 يعمل rash decision. They take their time and work. What you need to do is you need to reverse that. You need to understand every single step. So مثلا بحالة Berytech is B2B, exactly. بحالة Randa, بحالة I'm sorry, Carol, I think. Sorry, I missed the name. Terrible at this. Not Kozad, not Mary. Sabah, sorry. I'm just looking for your name. بحالة Sabah, you have steps that are more physical. For example, calling, meeting, proposing, negotiating. You need to be, but these are all part of the funnel. What you need to do is you need to shorten the length of each one of those. So you can actually make your sale much faster. You need to track every single step. You're making 5 meetings, but you made only 1 progress. Why? You made 10 proposals, only sold once. Why? Or you made 100 meetings, but only made 5 proposals. Like, once you map all of these out, you understand where are your problems, and then you start fixing them. The next step to shorten your sales cycle is to automate things. You have to automate reminders, automate the issuing of proposals. You can use something like PandaDoc. So when I used to work with C-Stars, this is how we used to make our contracts, our proposals. We used to use this tool called PandaDoc to create automatic proposals. And we meet with a government entity. We know they want X, Y, and Z. We already have a template proposal ready. We just fill in the X, Y, and Z part and send it directly to our customer. At one point, we even automated that where a person just finds what they want, request them, ينبعت the proposal automatically. Negotiation takes time, but at least we skipped past a lot of things. Clear for everyone, especially B2B people, in Randa, Sarah, Sabah.
Nader, what is Panda Doc? It's like you create your own proposal template and you just plug in some data.
So basically, PandaDoc is a proposal software. It manages people signing them. It manages, you track how many times they've been viewed at OSAS. And you also set up templates there. And you can actually automate the process of adding products into it. As أنت مثلا عندك a set pricing for the products. If a person wants products A and C, not A, not B, you can just make that automatic and بيبعت له proposal بس بهو two tools with the calculation مع payment terms مع terms and conditions مع كل شيء.
Automatically. And server level agreements كمان فينا نحط
كل شيء. كل شيء.
I'm gonna check it out. Thank you.
Next up, the activation. Activation هي لما عم نحكي getting people into the magic moment. It's not just about getting people to interact with your business, it's about getting people to understand the value of your business really fast. So I'm going to give you examples and you guys tell me what's the magic moment for you. Okay? What was the magic moment for you when you go and download Uber? What made you know that Uber has value? If you've ever used Uber or Kareem. Yeah, guys? Anyone? No? Nothing? Okay. So, for example, for Uber, the magic moment is when the car arrives. You guys don't realize how important that moment is for the user for the very first time. Because if you've never used an app like Uber, you don't know how simple it is just to order a cab anymore. Instead of going downstairs, calling a cab, or waiting on the road, stopping someone, you just tap one button and the cab's there. That is the magic moment. The magic moment is the moment at which you know the value of the product you're using, you as a user, not you as a business. So for Airbnb, that'll be the first time you enter a night you booked. Or for Uber, that'll be the first time the car shows up. For Amazon, that'll be the first time the product shows up to your door. Right? And your job as a business is to make that as fast as possible. نحن لقلنا مثلا for Seed Stars, it's the first time you actually get your first dividend, which is really tough to do because of regulations and stuff. But that's how it is. Each business has a different magic moment. And each magic moment is unique per business, whatever it is. So I think you guys should take this as a homework for next week, just so we can be able to track these things. How are you guys doing in this part, and how will you push forward? So your homework for next week should be, I'm going to tell you right now. You need to tell me what is your LTV, even if it's an approximate number. I need to know it. What is your CSC and what is your CAC? These are 3 numbers. Another thing you need to tell me is what is your current acquisition strategy and what is your activation strategy. So what's your magic moment? 5 things. Are we all on the same page? I'm going to write them here and then send them to you.
Nader, if you were to find the presentation,
Sorry?
you were to find the presentation, the one that we're going through right now, can you give us a link so we can download it?
I'll send it to you. I'm debating whether I send it to you now or next week because there's a lot of things we probably will definitely not cover this week. But I think it's fine if I send it. Muham, you guys get me these 5 things by next week, Ishbari. And if you can send them to me before Thursday, which is when we'll meet again, that would be amazing. Because I think we've went through a lot right now and we still have a lot to go through and I don't want to overload you guys. Are you comfortable with us going through a bit more? Or do you want to stop here? Guys, I need feedback.
No, we can continue. No, لا ما بعرف.
Okay, Elsa wants to continue. Guys, anyone else? Cosette, Kamil, Hamad Musa, thumbs up. Sarah, proceed. Okay, you're either enjoying it or you're just very active today. Mona needs to go. Sabah, proceed. Okay, so Mona, can you stay with us just so we can go through, I think, 3 more slides? Like, just let us reach retention. Actually, just let us reach revenue, and then we deal with retention later on. Okay? So, كنا نحكي عن activation. Can you guys tell me about, just take it top of your mind, what is your current activation strategy? What is your current magic moment?
The minute the client sees the item.
Sees the item. بحالتك, because it's a product. معقولة, sure. I don't mind that being it. Can you back it up with reasoning?
I have this recorded actually. لما كنت, when people would come up to me, the expression on their face, بصراحة.
Oh, so that's how you know it's a magic moment. Perfect. So he has proof. Anyone else? Christian, you have to interact, bro. Christian, what's your magic moment? Actually, what do you do, man?
I'm trying to initiate a sports volunteering association.
Sports volunteering association. Okay.
So ما كتير في sports volunteering opportunities بلبنان وما كتير في عالم بيعرفوا عن sports volunteering. So association تبعنا, it's gonna be like a platform that will offer such opportunities for interested.
Okay. So what is your current magic moment? What's your activation strategy?
Difficult question. Can I think about it وبرجع بخبرك?
Yes, you can. Afaf, what is your current activation strategy? What's your current magic moment?
ماجيك مومنت. ايه انا هلا انا قطعت الكونكشن صراحه، ما عدت عرفت شو صرت وشو حكيت. انا كنت عم بسال سؤال لانه كنت ما مشكل. الماجيك مومنت لما الزبون مجرد ما يستلم البرودكت ويبعث لي صور الاولاد انه قديش هن مبسوطين عم يلعبوا. هذا صح الجواب بده يكون؟
تقريبا، بس I think this is the magic moment for you. I think for the customer the magic moment is الأولاد عم يلعبوا فيه، لما ينبسطوا فيه الأولاد يلعبوا فيه.
ايه اوكي، ما هو لما بده ينبسطوا بده يورجوني اياهم كده دبل يعني صاروا.
That's a good point. Cosette, go for it. What's your magic moment?
أنا أول شيء بدي جاوب عن عفاف. أنا لاحظت الماجيك مومنت تبعها وقتها بيفتحوها وبيشموا ريحتها.
That's even better.
ايه في اكثر من ماجيك.
انا بالنسبه لإلي وقتها they feel disgust هيك يقولوا ايو، انه وقتها نكون عم نخبرهم عن artificial food colors. هيدي الماجيك مومنت تبعي.
That's a magic moment for you, but it's not a magic moment for your product. So that's the thing. What you need to understand is a magic moment cannot be a negative emotion, even if it's towards something else, not you.
100%. ما هن وقتها بيلاقوا انه ايوه هداك لكن هيدا احسن. So they will appreciate the treasure يلي بين ايديهم.
أنا فهمان عليك، بس أنا قصدي إنه just don't ever aim for your magic moment to be a negative emotion, even if it's for a competitor. Because when a person has a negative emotion, it will reflect on the first thing they see after it, even if it's not directly related to it.
بس لأنه أنا my product is أول شيء أول step هي awareness.
ما اختلفنا، بس my personal recommendation from experience is don't build your product based on trying to take down other products. Push up the benefits of your product, but don't take down other products just because of that negative emotion. مثلا Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they have this thing where they push down each other, but they do it in a funny way, so that it's not a negative emotion. فهمت علي؟ يعني I don't know if you've seen this ad. There was في دعاية عملتها Coca-Cola, which was amazing. A kid had 3 coins. Okay, بيروح على vending machine، بيحط أول coin بيطلب بيبسي، بيحط ثاني coin بيطلب بيبسي. Okay، بيطلع عليهم، بيحط ثالث coin بيطلب كوك. See, it's not that you hate Pepsi, but it's that because you're happy and you're laughing at that's why you like Coke. فهمتي الفرق؟
Exactly.
You don't want a negative emotion to be related to your product, even if it's negative against something else, because it's gonna attach itself to you.
Okay, understand.
فهمت علي؟ رواد زي ما سمعنا منك. What's your magic moment?
كنت عم فكر بالموضوع بس ما بعرف يمكن لما نبلش نهتم بالأرض فبعد ما مثلا نخلص أول فيز نحن نستصلح أراضي زراعية مهملة. فهي أول فيز بعد ما ننظف الأرض وهيك فهي ردة فعله بصيروا مشجعين إنه بده يشتغلوا بعد وقامتين
بس أنت مش هون you already acquired the customer?
Yes.
The magic moment happens before you make the sale, not after you make the sale. هلا بحالة عفاف مجبورة تكون after you make the sale because it's a specific small product, so you have to buy it first to experience it.
لكن أنا بظن لما يتصلوا يعني لما يشوفوا شغلنا ويتصلوا فينا.
It might be when they see your successful work, but I need you to think about it more and think about, like, guys, do some research on what the magic moment is. Okay, it's the moment you find the value in the product. Don't just assume that the first thing you think about or what you assume is the value of your product is that magic moment. Yani Airbnb's main metric of measuring performance is how many nights booked in a year, right? But their magic moment is the first time you enter an Airbnb. ما خاصة ب how many nights you booked. It's just verifying to yourself that this is an experience that's as simple as you expect, as was promised to you.
بقدر احكي انا؟
Yes.
بقدر احكي انا؟
Yes. Go ahead.
الماجيك مومنت تاعتي لما اول مره طلعت البرودكت تاعتي ورحت على السمر كامب، وكان فعلا كان الرياكشن تبعهم كتير رائع ودغري، يعني يقول لي بدي من هاي يعني
What did they react to? Because this is not a magic moment about you
for
personally.
buying اشتروها.
صح. بس what did they react to? Was it the color of the product? Was it the shape of the product? Was it the smell of the product?
صراحة هقول لك على شغلة، ما كان عندي شكله كان كتير بشع، ما كان في ألوان، بس هن حبوا البرودكت كميكانيزم، لأنه بعد ما حدا عامل منه شو بيقولوا ريسايكلد ماتيريال، عرفت كيف؟ كلعبة للأولاد إن هن ياخدوها معهم على البيت. فكله كان إنه مثلا كانوا بتعرف بالستم كان بيركبوا بفكوا بيروحوا، بينما انه الولد هو يركب لعبته ويتعلم ميكانيزم وياخذها معه على البيت ويرجع يعمل، يصير في عنده اذا خربت يرجع يصلحها، فصار عنده بروبلم سولفينج هون.
صح بس انت عم تحكي ببنفيتس، بعدك بتحكي ببنفيتس. يعني مثلا what I would من what you just told me, what I would expect to be the magic moment would be the moment they take it home with them.
صح مزبوط الاولاد. بس تعرف انا الماجيك مومنت تاعتي لما الكبار يحبوا اللعبه اكثر من الصغار.
طيب بس ما بيحبوا a certain aspect of it. What is that certain aspect? That's the magic moment. Remember, it's not a personal thing. It's something between your customer and your product, not between you and your product.
Okay.
يعني انت تنبسطي بس الاهل ينبسطوا فيها. That's what تحسين انت a magic moment. But it's not that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
فهمتي علي؟
ايه فهمت.
The moment the student takes it with them, that might be an amazing moment for them. The moment the parent sees that the student is actually learning, that might also be a magic moment. That's why مثلا NXT has value even if it's not, even when it's rented, not bought. فهمتي علي؟ It's not just the idea of
فهمت.
حمست عليها.
اوكي ميرسي.
نادر سؤال.
Yes.
الماجيك مومنت بيكون قبل ما نعمل سيل او فينا نكون بعنا وبس يشوفوا البرودكت يكون الماجيك مومنت؟
It really depends on what the type of the product is. صح؟ مثلا بحالتك your product looks nice, your magic moment is when they saw it.
Exactly.
عرفت كيف؟ It doesn't have to be when they bought it.
انا انت عم تقول بحالتكم بس الكلاينت يطلع له فيرست ديفيدند، انه بيكون خلص اوريدي فات دفع
اشترك. بس ما هي الفكره وين؟
depends on the product.
بحالتنا نحن كسمارت كراود how can I show you value if I haven't shown you a return if my product is an investment product.
And you cannot show him value الا بعد 5 سنين يمكن.
لا نحن we show that's what's unique about smart card. We actually show value after the first month لانه نحن we didn't give dividends على الرنت.
اوكي.
عرفت كيف؟ So that's when they see a value. But it takes a month for you to actually see the value. It's not like something instantaneous بتحط a physical product.
Okay.
فهمت علي؟ That's the problem with an investment product. It's hard to sell because of that. And the sooner it is, the easier it is for us to sell. هلا عملنا مثلا a system where you start earning the moment you invest.
بس سؤال، انتوا مش هي انفست تتعمر البنايه and then they rent it؟
لا نحن we don't do off plan. نحن شو بنعمل؟ نحن بنجيب مثلا شقه مأجره.
اوكي.
بنبيعها كراود فاندنج، the moment تنباع بنبلش نعطي الاجار اللي عم يطلع منها للعالم اللي يشتروها.
اوكي فهمت عليك.
That's when they start seeing the value.
اوكي بتكون already built يعني.
ايه built وممكن تكون قديمه حتى as long as it's making money.
اوكي فهمت عليك. ديل. Thanks.
Okay. So let's continue on to revenue. I think Mona Fallit. Yes, I think she did. She needs to leave. So before I leave, I feel that when they find the socks are oriented design for women athletes. I actually just think it's the interaction with design that would be the magic moment, because the woman empowerment part would come at a later point when you understand the woman empowerment thing. I think what's being misunderstood here, at least by some of you, not by everyone, is that the magic moment is not something between you and the product. Again, it's between the customer and the product. Okay? So it's not what you expect them to enjoy, it's what they enjoy about the product.
Nader?
Yes.
May I share what's the magic moment بياك?
أكيد.
So it's not between me, it's an observation والevaluation يلي بتجي with time من بعد كل event. It's when they discover that there's a place for them to express themselves, to express them talents and get answers to the questions that they have, and بالوقت اللي قطع ما طلع لهم objective answers عليهم. So yeah, so I believe this is the magic moment of Yak.
Sorry, can you repeat? I think she read it. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, لوين سمعت ولا بدك عيدها كلها؟
لا please عيدها because I think she read it.
Okay, so what I'm saying is the magic moment بياك is when they discover there's a place and space for them to express themselves, their concerns, their fears, and get answers to their questions like from experts and very objective people.
So basically هنحكي حسب هون حسب the experiences thing in the remote areas. صح؟ The agri-tourism thing.
No, Yak is Youth Against Corruption. So عم بحكي عن بس نعمل Yak time. So بس نعمل هول events when we discuss corruption in different sectors and get experts.
Okay. Basically it's an experience and you're already selling an experience.
Yes.
Exactly. فهمت عليك. لا, you're right. In that case, it's right because it is an experience. You're not selling a product, selling an experience. True. So the magic moment is the experience itself.
Yeah, and I also بس هيك كان بدي أقول لك قبل إنه I have one concern. حاسة إنه هول القصص they are very interesting what we're learning. بس مثلا in the case of Yak, it's more of it's a social business. So part of it ما عنا هيدا الستاتس بلبنان. So part of it is like an NGO. Part of it is like business. بس نحنا we're building a community. So and يعني حاسة إنه شوي they are very technical and they are very businessy بالcase تبعنا.
So I think you need the business aspect eventually to develop the social aspect. So as long as you're aiming to make money at some point, you need to know these things, regardless of whether if you're making an NGO just purely to collect donations and stuff, there's a different set of strategies, but the same basic principles apply, right? I understand that these are a bit technical, but the problem what I find in most, actually in my experience in most of the industries I taught, is that they don't take the technical aspect of things seriously.
NGOs?
No, not just NGOs. I'm talking about most startups I've coached. Mm-hmm. I've literally had to hammer in the technical aspect of the work mm-hmm. into their minds. For example, you see you've obviously know I've worked with Rafi before, right? And you see how I keep hammering him about, and you should know this by heart, you should work on this by heart, even if they're extremely technical. Mm-hmm. What needs to be understood is that the technical aspect of the business really needs to be understood by everyone and really needs to be operated based on. We all understand our businesses better than anyone else. We know that as a fact. But the problem is we don't take the business aspect of it as seriously as the business, because we as Lebanese people, it took me a long time to get out of that mode, are very passionate about what we're building, but not passionate enough about operating it properly. Because in our minds, that will sort itself out. Even in the case of a social business, you should know these specific things, because eventually at the end of the day, you are selling something, even if it's for the benefit of someone else.
Yeah, this is what you're right. And I'm really struggling بهيدا الموضوع. So I would like مثلا if it's possible to have a talk with you after this call or maybe later, لأنه to find the link, لأنه أنت مثلا you're calling them customers and I know they are customers, but for us we're building a community. So
I understand.
يعني finding the link is hard.
Yes, but potato. If you call them customers, if you call them a community, if you call them people walking through the door, at the end of the day, you exist to make money, even if it's to help them. But you also need to make money to survive. Are you understanding what I mean? Let's have a one-on-one. I think let's do it tomorrow, because I have a meeting in like 10 minutes again after this. Okay. But let's have a call tomorrow and discuss this in more detail. Should I?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Please send me your email so we can coordinate. Oh, are you on the Slack channel? فتي على circuit?
لا, not yet. I will.
إذا فتي على circuit بس احكيني من هونيك directly. أنا بتشوفيني بالchannel like direct message.
Okay, I'll drop my email one كمان. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, I know I said we were gonna go into revenue, but I think we only have 10 more minutes. So I think let's just end it here. Let's just deal with more questions right now. So if anyone has a question, go for it. Just take this email, record it here. And I am really asking you guys to make sure to send me these 5 points before Thursday next week. So anyone has questions up until the point we reached, we'll continue from here next week. So. No questions? All good for me. Sarah, thanks a lot. Ghadi, thank you. Actually, guys, good night, Kozat. So Rafi is asking if you guys can fill a survey for him. Would you guys be willing to fill a survey for him? Guys, it's my job. You don't have to thank me. I'm very happy. As long as you guys are benefiting from this stuff, I'd be more than happy to help out. مهم تكونوا انتوا you're actually genuinely benefiting and you're actually getting good information out of this. Christian, I'm expecting you to tell me the magic moment and your cost of acquisition and everything by next week. You're not going to stay hiding, man. Muhammad, نفس الشيء. Christian, next week. Yalla. I'll see you guys next week. Sarah, I'll contact you. Serena, actually, Mish Sarah, sorry. I'll contact you today to organize our one-on-one tomorrow so we can discuss this in more depth. And guys, if you have any questions, just email them to me.
أنا
Yes,
بدي أسألك عن الشيء، عن شو بدها تكون، لأنه يمكن ما أقدر أحضر، عندي لأن أونلاين سيشن بدي أروح أعطي ناس يعني. So
بدنا نكفي
عن شو محاضرة
بدنا نكفي هالسيشن. بيسي بنحكي عن حسب the rest of the funnel، بنحكي حسب the growth process as an experimental process, a scientific process.
يعني بيروح أي شيء.
Sorry؟
إذا ما حضرت، إذا ما قدرت.
ما تعتري. We can have a one-on-one after we discuss them in detail. ما تعتري.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
وبدي أقول لك شغلة. بدي أعزمك على صحن ورق عنب بزيت.
صحن ورق عنب، يا ريت. أنا هلا بأبو ظبي. إذا فيك تبعتيه.
أنا عم بحضر، عم بلف.
إذا فيك تبعتيه أنا هلا باكل.
يا ريت. ميرسي كثير لك نادر، كثير انبسطت فيكم.
Also Sheila's highlighting that it's going to be recorded next week كمان, so you can also watch the recording.
Okay, very good. شكرا.
Okay. يلا بس شي guys. I'm very happy to be helping out. Can we please get the slides before next meeting? Yes, I'll make sure to send it to Sheila and she'll forward it to everyone. Yeah, bye guys.